Hi Youmna, just gone over your answers. So page 1 was great, fabulous, everything was right. Next question about the submarine. So what you worked out was, you worked out this line here with your speed and times time. So that's 720, but what they want you to work out was this line. So it was just once you knew what you defined, you drew a little triangle, its sine of 20 is the opposite of 720. 720 times sine of 20 gave you 246. Next one, all you did wrong was you got or. You wanted to know how big angle or was and angle P. So you found what angle or was, perfect, but you forgot to do angle P. You instead use cos for angle P and then just subtract the two answers. Next one was tricky, and I think the diagrams were confusing as well. This one looked like the square, but it was in fact the rectangle. So they told you that the side of the rectangle was 9. They didn't tell you what the other one was. So what you had to find was the diagonal, because the diagonals were the same length. So if you take that diagram, which is supposed to be the rectangle first, and then you do this diagram, so you find how much this hypotenuse is, it's the diagonal, so it works out using cos to be 14.99. Go back to the square, so that now we know is 14.99. So there's our triangle, and we can just use Pythagoras. So that's the long side, square it, and then divide it in half and square root it, and that is what each side is, 10.6. That was a difficult question, but there's 6 marks for it, so don't worry too much. It's a tricky question. Okay, this one was confusing because everyone thought that the top was a right angle, but it wasn't. They did not mark that as a right angle. What you had to do, this is an isosceles triangle, you had to split it in half and take like this little triangle out. So you know that's 8 and that's 6. That's the angle that you want to find. So you use cos to the -1 of 6 over 8, 41.4. Confusing question because everybody thought that was a right angle at the top and it wasn't. Oh, this one melted my head a little bit. Eventually what I realised was each little corner angle here is 45, which is the start. And it goes up to 115, which means that little angle there, when it stops, is 25. So starts turning here, goes 45, 45, and stops here at 25 degrees. So the distance we want is from here to here. Okay, because that's where the little seat is going to be. Now we know that from here to here is 26 because it's the same as this. What we had to work out was this distance here. So that's where you used your trigonometry. So your little triangle has got 25 in the corner. This line is 26 because this is 26 and we wanted to find this. So it's a matter then of using sine. Sine of 25 is the little distance we want opposite over 26. It works out 10.98. And what you do is you take the 10.98 and add it to the 26, and that's the height from the bottom to where the car would be at that point. Not easy, not easy. It's the reading sometimes, Youmna, don't worry. Okay, this one. Yeah. It was confusing. I think maybe it was the reading of this. When it asks you show that the radius is 4.2, what it means is prove it. Prove that this is 4.2. So you had to take that triangle, drawn it over here, you know that's 8.4, you know that was 60, and use cos to work out that it is 4.2. Okay, so that's the radius there. And you just had to prove it was 4.2. But proving is not just, you showed a wee diagram, which was fine, but it wasn't what they were asking you to do. Yes, you got this right, I think. That was perfect. just give, you gave a whole number. I can understand why, because the angles were whole numbers, but some of the numbers were 1 decimal place, so just give 1 decimal place. But the second part was great. Fantastic. Next question, no problem whatsoever. Well done, you. Next question was tricky because I think you didn't read the first sentence here. It says these are right angle triangles. So there's a right angle here and there's 2 right angles here, because if this is a right angle, so is this. Now once you knew they were right angle triangles, then you could work it out, because you start off with finding this angle here. Right, so that's that triangle I've taken and put it there, and I've found that little angle, and I worked it out to be 52.02. So once I knew that, I could take it away from 90 to get this angle at the bottom, and then I took out this little triangle that has the DC side that you want, and then using tan of the angle that we found is DC over 4, and then just multiply to get its 3.11 centimetres. 6 marks, Youmna, though. That's why that's so complicated. There's no structure for you, and it's a difficult question. Okay, this one, amazing. You did really well in this question, absolutely perfect. I started doing the working out and then realised you'd already done it all, and yours is much neater than mine. Very, very good, amazing. This is just brilliant, this question, loved it, really good. This is a very typical kind of question that comes up with 2 triangles stuck together, and that was amazing. Well done, Youmna. So, hey, brilliant work, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye now.